Hey friends, I made some delicious Indian fry bread tacos for supper. I'm going to show you how I did it. We're going to start by making the fry bread, and that was 2 cups of flour, about a tablespoon of oil, 3 teaspoons of baking powder, and about 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I added 1 cup of warm water and stirred that all around until it was a sticky dough. And now for all of 2023, I've been making a popular state food every week alphabetically, and this week happens to be South Dakota, and so this is why we're making the Indian fry bread tacos, a very popular food in South Dakota. I've had them there, I've had them other places, and they are delicious, but I've never made them myself, so this was such a fun recipe to try, and let me tell you, it turned out great, and these were delicious. Now, I don't really think you could get the dough wrong because you're going to fry it in oil and whatever's in it's going to taste delicious and crispy and soft and chewy. So it's going to be perfectly fine. But I did find this recipe online and it did work out just fine for me. Once I poured all the hot water in there, I continued to stir it. And then really I just added a little bit of flour and then tried to almost knead it inside this bowl. Just added a little bit of flour, kept adding it so I could knead it until it was not super sticky, and then I could just knead it normally. I did this for about 3 minutes or so. So just added a little bit more flour, kept on kneading it in that bowl, and you'll see it comes to a nice ball after a while. And then from here, I just covered it and let it sit on my counter for about 20 minutes or so. Now, after it sat for a while, then I pulled it out and we're going to make these into about golf ball size balls. And we're going to roll those out on a floured surface. Now, someone who's really good at this would actually just press them out and kind of pull them like a pizza dough, but I'm not really good at this. So I got my rolling pin out and I just rolled these out. They don't have to be perfectly circular, but you know, if they you can get them circular, they do actually look a little bit better. But I just rolled these out and then we're going to put it in some hot oil. Be very careful when you do this step. And they will bubble all over the place. So you'll want to take a fork and just poke as many of those bubbles as you can as they start to bubble up. And then after this gets golden brown, just a couple of minutes on each side, then you just flip it over. You want these to be soft. You don't want them to be crunchy, just maybe a little bit crispy on the edges, but not crunchy. Now I also browned a pound of hamburger, added a little bit of water to that, and then added this taco seasoning packet. And now we're going to build these basically like you would a regular taco, except with a much yummier shell. I started with refried beans, and then I put my taco meat mixture on and just spread that all to the edges. And then the toppings we used were lettuce and cheese, tomatoes, and sour cream. I thought they would have been great with onions, and my husband said he would have liked black olives. I also think jalapeno peppers or just really any of your favorite taco toppings would be perfect on here. I've been making so many fun new recipes by going through the states alphabetically each week. Check out our channel for some of the other recipes we made, and just wait until 2024. When I'm done, I will put them all in a video together. This has been so much fun. This was one of our favorites for sure. This taco was just yummy and delicious and soft, a little bit chewy, just such a great taco. I would totally make these again. Thanks for watching, everybody.